there! Today I'm going to make for you an amazing masala starter paste. It is adapted from Pinch of Yum, so shout out to you guys for creating this because I've been using it for many years and I just ran out in the freezer. It's time to make more. There's a ton of spices in this paste and you will make a lot of this paste. You only need a 1/4 cup at a time per sauce that you want to make. So if you like chicken tikka masala or butter chicken sauce and you want to learn how to make it at home, this starter paste is for you. The last time I made this paste was 2018 and I just ran out the other day. It keeps I probably forever in your freezer, and that's pretty cool too. So you're just going to put in a little bit of work today and get many awesome Indian meals tomorrow. And that's how I like to do it. If you're new here or you don't know who I am, my name's Misty and I'm on the suburban edge. That's the place between the country and the city where together we can learn modern homesteading skills. I'm happy you're here. I just want to get started. We're going to have 2 onions and then a handful of spicy cashews. If you can't get a hold of spicy cashews, a handful of almonds or whatever nuts you have on hand. Almonds are traditional. Spicy cashews, I get these bulk at Winco. If you can get your hands on spicy cashews, boy, it really punches up this paste. Come down here and I'll show you the artfully arranged spices that I have. Artfully arranged for you, I have 5 cloves of garlic, a small handful of cilantro stems. I'm about to sneeze. Phew, it's all spicy up in here. 3 tablespoons of garam masala, 1 tablespoon chili powder, 1 tablespoon cumin, 1 tablespoon turmeric, 1/2 teaspoon cayenne pepper, 1.5 teaspoons ground cloves, 2 teaspoons of salt. That's a lot of spices, baby. All right, come back up here. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. First, get your onions and your garlic peeled and get out your food processor. I'm just peeling my garlic, and you just place it on a cutting board and smash it with the flat side of a knife, and the little papers come right off. And then we're going to throw it in our food processor. I'm going to do that for all the things are going to go in the food processor. And once I get done with these onions and I'm done crying, I'll come back and probably cry about something else. Okay, be right back. I just peel my onions and cut it into manageable wedges because, you know, your food processor might be more industrial than mine, but that's what I got to work with. So you just want to cut your onions accordingly. Once I get the onions in, I'm going to throw in my spices. And there's my cashews. And I also need the juice of 1 lemon. I don't have fresh lemons on hand. I'm going to just use bottled lemon juice, and that's perfectly okay. This is going in the freezer for years. It doesn't have to be all fancy. But if you have a lemon hanging around, use that too. My handful of spicy cashews, it's about a cup. And then all my lovely spices, my cilantro stems, and all the good things. I do not want to spill that in my tea. Woo! That would make it like more of a chai tea, right? A spicy chai. All we're going to do is get this to a paste. So I have a puree and I also have a dip, so I'm going to start with dips and see how I do. I got this almost all the way blended up, and I remembered that I forgot to tell you about ginger. So the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger crushed. What I have here is ginger paste that I made myself. And I keep it in 1 tablespoon cubes in my freezer, and I almost forgot to put the ginger in. So we're going to go ahead and drop the ginger in and keep on spinning it up. Woo, almost forgot a key ingredient, but better late than never, right? if I would have never remembered, probably, you know, it would have been different, but it wouldn't have been life-changing. Now it's going to be life-changing because it's got ginger in it. And while this is blending, I'm going to go through the recipe again and make sure I didn't forget anything else because, you know, chemo brains. Well, one thing I forgot to tell you that I like to add is my super green powder. Obviously optional. You may or may not have it, but it's a great thing to add in. I'm going to put a tablespoon of that in there because it just can't hurt. I also have this veggie powder that I made last summer. It's got a whole bunch of different veggies in there, and I'm just adding that in. It's really not going to make it any different. I'm just throwing in extra veggies. That's how I do. All right, it needs a lot more of the pulsing, so we're gonna just keep going. It's a thick paste, so you will have to periodically scrape it down. Now, I like to add a tablespoon of fenugreek, but I didn't have any, so we're gonna have to go without. But if you have it, throw a tablespoon of that in there. Our sauce starter is done. You only need a 1/4 cup at a time, so when you do this, you're going to end up with a pretty good supply of sauce starter. I'm going to be making a butter chicken sauce in a minute, and I need to save out 1/2 cup because I'm doubling that batch. It's not very beautiful, but if we had smell-o-vision, you'd be loving it up in here. So that's our sauce starter, and I'll show you how that works in a future episode when I make butter chicken. So be looking for the butter chicken recipe. I'm going to line a rimmed baking sheet with a piece of parchment paper, or I have these silicone sheets. I have my 1/4 cup measurement, and I am going to make what I like to call sauce starter pucks or pucks. It holds up pretty well, so if you freeze them like this on this cookie sheet, then you can just pick them off the cookie sheet, put them in a Ziploc bag, and then whenever you want to make an Indian-based curry or sauce or masala, then you just use one of these pucks. Just pull it right out of the freezer, throw it in a pan of oil, and you're off to a good start. All right, that's it. I'm done. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. If you like this kind of content, or if you like this video, I would appreciate if you gave me a thumbs up down below. Also, I love comments. Please talk to me. Do you make this? How is it different for you? And how do you use it? And also, I love having you around, so please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thanks for joining me on the edge.